Uh, American education isn't broke so much as it is obsolete, that it's a structural approach to socializing and educating children that is a product of somewhere in the 20th century, really 19th century, if you want to think about the schoolhouse model. And this is the third. I went to school in the middle of the last century. We're in the third decade of the 20th century, and we still do school structurally the way we did it when I was in school. There's literally nothing today that works like it did in the 1950s. Okay, and so you don't fix you fix broken things. You replace obsolete systems. So what makes public education public is the accountability. Okay, uh, if it's not publicly accountable, then it can't be a public school. So a charter school can never be a public school because they don't have public accountability. Uh, a public school system can use really totally different kind of models to get education done, as long as that it's governed and accountable to the public. It's governed by the public, accountable to the public. So I think we really need to have a conversation about what does it mean to educate and socialize children, or socialize and then educate children in today's world, where literally most parents work. We don't have extended families. Uh, you guys probably did. I know I did. I grew up in the neighborhood I went to school in. So the, I knew the same people for the first 18 years of my life. Okay. I didn't leave the village till I got grown. That's the level of social stability that there's probably not a child on the planet. I know in America, in urban America, if they're black, that has that experience today, that says, I've known somebody all my life. Okay. And for me, it's just not some people. Damn near everybody I knew initially, I had known all my life. And that level of socialization and social stability that Charles was alluding to is a profound necessity in integrating people into the social life of a community. And so we kind of started this conversation both in our green room when we were talking about test scores and some other things, and that got us into this. But for me, we don't fix the problem because we don't understand the context that the problem is happening in. And we need to begin to rethink, how do we do this in today's world. I think kids struggle with reading because nobody reads anymore. I mean, we don't get information that way. So reading was an absolute necessity 200 years ago, 50 years ago. You can listen to a fool on Twitter and get information. Now, you don't. So I mean, the whole notion of reading a book, having literally to sit down and concentrate that long in this culture, in the culture of this country today, that's a skill set I don't know where a child would develop that. I don't know where in this socialization process they would develop the proclivity to want to sit down 2 hours and read something. And here's the importance of reading, and I think literacy is the key to all of this, and particularly nonfiction reading, because to read fiction requires you to imagine. Okay, that when you read Alexander Dumas and Three Musketeers, you have to imagine 16th century France, 17th century France. You know, if you're reading anything, you have to put yourself there with the author. And I would suggest that one of the keys to people being successful is their capacity to imagine something different than where they physically are. And then out of that, figure out how do you get there. And uh, some of that happened in school because you read and stuff, but I think our systems, if I look at America, and education would be the easiest one to talk about, but our systems are collapsing and we don't have anything to take their place because we're not willing to acknowledge that they're obsolete or no longer relevant to how we live today. But what those systems do still need to be done. They just might not need to be done exactly the way we do it now. You don't have yellow pages or a phone book because nobody needs it now. You don't give a kid a quarter for change to use a pay telephone because there aren't any. And these were all social tools that was part of everybody's life when I was growing up, and I suggest even when you all were growing up. But we've made no adjustments to this almost revolutionary change in the way we live every day.